Welcome to the channel. I'm Steven and I'm here to tell you a bit of advice about air assault school. Now, this video is to specifically tell you about 4 main ways in which many people fail out of air assault school or get set back in their air assault school progress. The first thing that most people have trouble with is the obstacle course. And if you're at Fort Campbell, there are multiple obstacle courses you can use to practice on. So go to these obstacle courses, practice on them, especially the tough one, which starts with a rope climb, which is the biggest thing people have trouble with, and the confidence climb. The confidence climb is something that you'll most likely just have trouble with your own fear of heights. I know I did. I had a huge problem with my fear of heights, but I was able to overcome that and to get over the confidence climb. So practice, 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 especially the tough one and the confidence climb, as they are both mandatory. But they're also the toughest ones, and the two that get most people out of air assault school. It's a large population of the people who first get to air assault school. A large population of them will fail the obstacle course due to the tough one and the confidence climb. So practice, practice, practice. The second thing that gets a lot of people is the day 1 packing list inspection. So they give you a packing list of every item you're supposed to have in your assault pack, and on day 1 they have you lay it out in a very specific way. And if you're missing anything from your packing list, you can be kicked out from air assault school entirely, all the way back to day 0. So you have to do your obstacle course and everything else all over again. So keep that in mind. Make sure you have everything in your packing list, okay? Everything. The next thing that gets a lot of people are the tests. More specifically, the Phase 2 test, where you are inspecting cargo loads layouts that are meant to be airlifted, okay? The toughest one, now you might disagree. If you've been to air assault school, you might say the A22 cargo bag wasn't the toughest, but it gets most people. So for the general public, the A22 cargo bag is the toughest one. The A22 cargo bag is it's a bag that wraps around a large cube-shaped object, which is, what your cargo is stored in. And it has straps, and it has clips, and it has tie-downs, and it can be very complicated unless you stick to the methodology taught to you by your air assault instructors. So learn the methodology, memorize it, practice it over and over and over again. You will get a chance. Your air assault instructors will give you time after the day is over, and they say, anyone and everyone who wants to stay an extra hour to practice memorizing your methods to inspecting these cargo loads, you are free to do it today. Take the opportunity. Don't overlook it. Stay after and inspect, 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 inspect. Practice, 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 because you'll need it. So the next thing that gets most people is the 12-mile Ruck March, and it's the very last day. Can you imagine? You've gone through the entire air assault course, and on the very last day, you're facing a 12-mile Ruck March, and you fail it? You can't pass air assault school unless you pass the 12-mile Ruck March. Now, that doesn't mean you have to start all over again. You do get to come back 1 month later to do the next 12-mile Ruck March, but even still, you're postponing your graduation a whole month because you weren't able to walk 12 miles, walk/run 12 miles in under 3 hours, okay? It is challenging. It is difficult. You need to get down, you need to get good at rucking. That means you're going to have to, if you have feet that blister, I know I do, you need to get down what you're going to wear on your feet, how you're going to care for your feet to make sure that you don't blister up. Or heck, if you just need to push through the blisters and that's how you do it, then that's how you do it. I recommend doing something to prevent blisters because they do become unbearable. There's also risk of infection and having serious health risks if you do allow yourself to get severe blisters and power through it. So avoid blisters, avoid injury at all costs. So prepare, prepare, prepare. You want to practice rucking. Get down your method on how you're going to ruck 12 miles without injuring yourself, and making sure you pass in under 3 hours, okay? So those are the 4 things. Remember, your obstacle course is your day 1, so practice the obstacle course. Your packing list, you can practice the packing list. If you're at Fort Campbell or at another air assault unit or a unit that has air assault school, there should be people there who have air assault training, and they can teach you how to lay out your gear, and they'll tell you exactly how to lay it out. Sorry, I didn't mention this, you have to lay out all your gear in under 10 minutes, and you have to do it in the exact form that they want, okay? So practice on that. On your tests, practice on your inspections, and on the Ruck March, practice rucking. Get down your methodology, how you're going to make sure that you don't injure yourself, and how you're going to make sure you do it fast enough, okay? So those are the main 4 things. I hope this helped you out a lot. If you have any questions, include them in the comments. If you have gone through air assault school and you know what you're talking about, let us know if you have any other advice about air assault school. There's other challenging things about it. I didn't talk about rappelling. There are challenges with rappelling, but in my opinion, those challenges didn't knock as many people out as everything else I've mentioned, okay? So, like I said, thank you. Please post in the comments, and thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.